Hello guys, so it's Ivan Swift and today it's New York AM session. I'm going to record it, the execution and my overview of the market right now and what I'm looking for. And so today what I expect, we have news at 8:30. I'm not sure about 1:30, but what I was looking for, my morning bias was a little bit off. I did not take any trade in the London session, but here around in New York I can see that I might be getting an entry right there. I have not entered the first macro of the AM session, but right now I was still bullish, but upon realizing that we swept the Thursday's high both of on GU and Euro USD, so I'm not still bullish because we did not have a daily cycle SMT, which is present on 15-minute time frame when one pair just sweeps a daily high while the other do not. So here what we can see is that the 1 hour OB is being tested, which is coupled with 1 hour fair value gap, and I just made the projection to see so that you can see where my entry would be. The target would be this, the overall target would be this overall 4 hour fair value gap, which was inverted, and also there are those high lows side of it, which are major pools of liquidity. So what I'm looking for is to see how we react on these hourly candles open, which is also another block in this 1 hour fair value gap. So they will be confirmed once we have at least inverted this following fair value gap. This will be when I will search for something to go short by, but right now I cannot just enter as well as we have not yet even entered the macro for trading in. So we closed inside the range, the 15 and the 5-minute candle, so also the 15-minute candle closed in right inside of that fair value gap, and let's see if we get a structure which points lower to target or otherwise. So what I'm looking for essentially is to see what will happen to this fair value gap. Will it be respected? I need it to be disrespected for me to continue lower. I first have to confirm the high time frame PDRA by seeing lower time frame PDRAs being respected or disrespected depending on the direction I want to go to. As you know, every PDRA can be inverted, so if I get the inversion of this 5-minute fair value gap, that will be better, because I can not just enter from there by limit orders, because most of the time when I use them I get stopped out like just like that. I don't like them. So let's just see if we can push lower than this place, or let's see if we have any SMT on 5-minute time frame. We will refer back. I'm not still bullish biased, so I need the price to stay in this range or at least below the consequent the below in the discount of it. The range I'm currently looking at on GBPUSD is the following: from this high to this low. Any confirmation above will be okay, or even below. So getting for the price to get inside of here, it is very permissible because it is the OTE of the current range, and it's just still early. I can just sit down and look at how the price is behaving right there. There is no rush. If I do not get the trade, I will not take it. I'm still learning to be patient with my trades, because most of them, when I do not get an early entry and stop out, I get a late entry and therefore a bad risk management for my trading of stop loss or anything else. So I don't like using limit orders, because I need to see how the chart is responding to my PDRAs. So that's why I'm not in any trade right now. I will use my trade locker. So I'm waiting for the AMD. You see on 5-minute time frame on this GU, it's a perfect AMD, and we are likely to get a continuation in the New York session, probably with the news. So I want to get the entry before the news, or I'm not trading up even after it, because the market is kind of volatile during the news. Even after it, you cannot just enter like that, and especially on the forex pairs, they are just, and they don't have like predictability after news. They either range or just sporadically moving to any place though. So I'd like to get an entry before 7, no, at 7:30 there's no problem, but during 8 I want to be in the trade or out the trade for the rest of the day, and my week will be done. So I have a short bias. I'm looking for shorts right now, which for the best case they should happen when we are above in this range, at least touch it. I'm hesitant to go to the 1 minute time frame because it's just not my best. It's not usually I get faked out a lot on 1 minute and you cannot know where to put your stops. So let me just wait on 5 minutes and see what happens. So let's see if on any lower time cycle we have obviously we have my SMT because we swept the highs of the days both on EU and GU. So but looking right here on daily cycles on 15 minute time frame, we can see that the Asians high were swept on both, and I meant on weekly cycle, and by utilizing the 90-minute cycles. Let's see the highs on the Q1 of the 90 cycles in New York will be the following, and I would like them to be swept as we after the New York. So looking here on a 90-minute cycle, on the 90-minute cycle on EU, the highs which we are monitoring closely are from this high to this high. I'm monitoring them, see how the price react to them. From this high to this low, that is our initial range. And I'd like to see the highs being swept first to give me the framework to work on the reversals. You can see how the price just reacted. Is somewhat expanding lower. Uh, 2 minutes before the opening range closes, and on GU there is just a lot of things which are clustered here on GU. Let me remove the mitigated favor gaps and see our initial opening range is the following. And as you can see, the initial opening range is about how many candles? 19 bars. So 19 bars from here to here, let's say 21, 19. I want to monitor the last quarter of New London. Where were we? So the high of the last quarter of London on GO swept it. 19 bars. $19 from here to like here, 24 bars, 19 bars, but we did not sweep the high of the London sessions. There is a 90-minute cycle sequential SMT between the Q4 of London, the same highs were just not swept. From these highs to these lows, which means we have bearish momentum confirmed. After 130, I'm comfortable searching for shorts. If we invert this 5-minute fair value gap, I will get an entry from it, targeting lower prices. I wanted to get 3. As you can see, British pound futures, we have our new day opening gap, which is we have already likely tested 13810, which is 13810. I think we retested it, the new day opening gap. So my entry is incoming. And it will be like right from this fair value gap. Stops for safety will be above there, and the higher time frame draws on liquidity will be targeted, which is this point right here, my break-even point, but I will trail my stop loss to those highs, but first partial will be right there. So the candle just closed and I'm entering right now as it touches this inverted fair value gap. Stops will be at there. So I'm getting an entry. I don't know if I will be filled, but honestly 1817 reduce the lots. So I'm in the trade right now. Yeah, and this candle opened with no top wick or whatever, but I think if we are going lower, then I entered inside of the premium of the range, then this is the second time. This might not even play out because I'm an early stater. I sold below the New York's open, true open, which is not a good thing because top hunt might occur above it. So the change in state of delivery happened here, but it happened before in the New York. So what I'm noticing is that EU just it only swept the previous quarter's low. It did not run it. We are coming back to seek liquidity at least from these highs before continuing any lower. At least touch the daily open. Let's see on US 30. For the US 30, I really do not have any bias for it, and when I don't have bias for something, it's just like a red flag to stay away from it because I might do something stupid. And on NQ, just this demonstration was to showing that I kind of had a bullish bias, because even though this is a daily fair value gap, where disrespecting it, forming lower prices, is we did not have any SMT, which happens on daily levels. On the daily levels, this we could continue lower. For my opinion, this was just my projection for nothing really, but we can continue lower from here for sure, because we are disrespecting first of all this daily fair value gap, and we are creating more bearish fair value gaps and building buy side liquidity inside of the daily fair value gap, so we might continue lower. We will see. Let me keep this risk to reward projection on ES. It's the same thing. And USD card we have news, so I don't have any clear bias for this for now, but probably working on higher time frames I might have drawn something. So we are looking to take out these lows on USD card, because see how we are respecting. This is a weekly fair value gap coupled with daily fair value gap. It is the same thing as on NQ, but on lower time frames. If the higher time frame does not provide, is not providing fair value gap, the higher time frame fair value gap provides fair value gap which will make continuation or reversal. And if the daily weekly fair value gap is producing more bearish than bullish, that means that we will continue lower from it and target our context drawn liquidity is right here, these lows on USD card, on news of course, but on lower time frame there is no entry model, there's no nothing, and we have a lot of crusted levels above and below, so as well as liquidity, so I cannot indulge in it. So my fair value gap is not holding. I am in areas but setup in this setup, so I might get a stop out. See how you are retesting this fair value gap from above. That's a warning sign. Let's see on British pound futures. If we don't have any new week or new day opening up above the current price, I will get out of trade on British pound futures. Let's see what we have. 7:30. Above 7:30 there is a new week and new day opening up, and there are the other ones above here, and the range we are working in, the new day opening up is above here. That is the liquidity you are seeking. Let's see this high, 4:05 a.m. That is where my stops should be. 4:05 a.m. My stops should be over that high, because it is my last line of defense. It is the only high above the new week or the new day opening up. I'm going to use a lesser size, and I'm going to remove risk, reduce risk, and put my stops above this point. Above this high. If we take it out, then we will not, my bias will not have been correct, but what I will do accordingly is to reduce the risk, because right now my stops is at $7 and it is not my best preference, so I'm going to see what happens, because this highs might be taken for sure, and if we come down we will come down heavily, because there's liquidity, build up of liquidity below here. Let me reduce some. Nothing to remove from here. So if price breaks and closes below this point, I will remove my stops. Let's see if we can get any projections of where, if this is the manipulation leg to sweep these highs above from here to here, then the projection for our take profit levels will be like this. It is pretty decent, but I don't know for sure. So as I'm used to tell you, whenever a 1 hour candle is going to close, I closely monitor for any 5-minute fair value gap, which the price reacts to in the about the last 5 minutes. It usually produces a very aggressive reversal of the price, and it is happening in our favor right now. So I'm confident a little that sweeping these highs, respecting this 1 hour 1 hour order block coupled with fair value gap might push price lower as we open the new candle, hourly candle. So let's just wait for the price to do its thing. There remains about 10 seconds before the new weekly hourly candle opens, and we'll see what happens from there. So let's see how price reacted. It closed a bit below the consequent encroachment of that hourly fair value gap, so, and it opened bullish, so it's a good the only problem I have is that it did not sweep those highs a little bit. I want the price to sweep them so that I can be sure that there is no listing liquidity above there to make that place jagged. I want the price to do it before producing an impulsive bearish movement, so that will assure me that we are less likely to return to that place, so that trading my stop loss there would not be a problem, or it will not reduce my probability of getting a good sell-off. Let's now go back to line chart and see what we have done so far. As you see, the price is not showing the best price action, but you can see from here, you can see that we have been creating high highs, high lows, and also this favor gap have been inverted. We have gone over and below it, so that is not the main thing. So from this consolidation, starting from New York on 7 a.m., we have seen a consolidation bumps into the sellers, trigger them in, taking their stops out and their backside of the range, and I would like to see the price sweeping those highs above here to assure me that the price is less likely is done with it, the buy side with liquidity, and now it is going for the sell side liquidity. That will be a better indication of the fact that we might be going lower from then. But remember, we have news in about 30 minutes, so maybe that's why all of these rejections are happening, and let's just wait for the news to come. It may come after we have been stopped out or reached the TP. Everything is possible. Let's just wait and see and watch out for any SMTs and whatever. Let's see if these highs from this quarter have been already swept. I given off a 90-minute cycle on the euro. Let's euro USD. So let me resume. First of all, why I'm still bearish on this trade. The reason for my bearishness on this trade is that essentially we did not we swept both highs on EU and GU daily highs, the Thursday's high, and also we this is during the London session we created this change in state of delivery in London session, and in about 7 minutes there is going to be some news. I'm not planning to chase it because this is the worst thing someone can do. If the price decides to stop me out, I will wait and see what it intended to do. So the reason I entered was that you can see that this retracement was initiated on 15-minute time frame, but as you can see we were on this AMD, and this change in state of delivery left this order block, which is 1 hour bullish candle. It is a bearish order block which is coupled with a fair value gap here on 1 hour, and upon grading this range we obtained that if I sold I did a mistake of setting aside of discount, and if I get stopped out, that is the major reason. And another reason to enter this trade, we were reacting off of the new day opening gap on futures market on British pound futures. So let me show you how it was going on, and this is my last line of defense on the chart, which is this high here. If this we can get manipulation, any manipulation you can get above here, but with the bodies of the candle respecting this high, or at least the consequent encroachment of this new day opening gap, that would be okay to send the price lower. And the draw on liquidity and the higher time frame draw on liquidity is this inverted 4 hour bullish 4 hour bullish, what do we call it, fair value gap, and this low. This low is like the daily low, which is also a good pool of liquidity. So I will not take a re-entry after we get stopped out. Going on lower time frame, you can see that we might be stopped out with this manipulation. I don't trust it. My stop is exactly above this high. If they get tapped and the spreads which accompanies news, I will most likely be stopped out, and I will not rush to do anything about it, just to wait and see where the market intended to go. Yeah, it hurts, but I must get used to it, being stopped out. I might be even right in the direction. I reduced my risk because already I'm out of the trade, I'm out of it. See how we are manipulating. I will not take a re-entry because this is news about 3 minutes. The news is about the 3 minutes from now, and I don't want to chase the price without having any extra confluence, and I intend on doing nothing really. I will just wait and see. It seems the market just wanted my stop. Let's see where this candle closes. If it closed, that will be game over. But on 5 minutes, let's see where we can see. We respected this bullish fair value gap on this move higher, and also we respected it and started to push higher. Let's see when did we touch it. We touched it during the first 5 minutes. So you see how we are moving higher. Let's see on EU where this has already taken out or not. It has not yet been taken out, so this might be a creation of an SMT, because this high, which is already taken out, has not yet been taken out on the GU. So that was it. I would not hold this trade. I'll be stopped out either way. See the push on the Ew. Massive, just massive. Already, I did not do anything. At least I got stopped out before the news because my stop could have been stepped. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you for sticking with me to the drawdown and anything else. So I will not be trading the rest of this day. Have a nice weekend.